Okay, let's give you guys some more practice. So here, find the limit of this as x approaches positive 1. If you simply try and put 1 into here and the 1 into here, you will get 0 over 0. So you can't really deduce much from it. There's something cunning that you have to do in order to work out the limit of this. Um, well, I'll give you a clue. You well, here you've got a square root here, so the chances are you have to times the top and bottom by the conjugate of this. But there's something else cunning that you have to do in order to work it out. Well, anyway, have a go. Yeah, press pause and have a go. Okay, so to do this here, on my first attempt, I actually got it wrong. In that, well, here, looking at this, you've got one bubble over another bubble here. Then here you would times top and bottom here by the conjugate of this. So it will be 4, and then you have plus as opposed to minus here. Okay, so here you would times top and bottom by the conjugate of this, and then you see this is not how you this is the wrong way of doing it. This is when I discovered that there's something else I had to do. So here you would get this times this here, so that would be 16, and then this times this here, so that would be 4 times this thing here, and then this times this, that will give you minus this thing here. So basically the 4 times this block here, so that will give you minus 4 and then that block, and then finally it's this times this. That would be a nice neat bubble here. Okay, um, and then at the bottom I did the same thing. So this times this, that will give you 4x squared. This times this here will give you x squared times this thing here, and then this thing times this thing here will give you minus 4. This thing here times this thing here will give you this. That's what I thought. And then if you continue, um, well, these two, you see, when you times by, going back up here, when you times by the conjugate of this here, the top part here neatly tidies itself up. That was the whole point of timesing top and bottom by the conjugate, because these two will cancel out, leaving you simply hang on, um, simply this, which is really 1 minus x. Okay, that was the whole point of timesing by the conjugate. The thing is, at the bottom here, it's really messy, but we can still sometimes we can still work out the limit even though it's messy. You see, when you put 1 into here, the whole thing here will be 0, and then if you put 1 into here, if you put 1 into here, it will be that it will be 1 take away 1, basically merge this and this, so that's you having this. Okay, 1 take away, now put this into the x here. So, well, at the top it will be 1 take away 1. At the bottom, this part here, when you put 1 into here, it will be 4. This whole thing here will be 4. This thing here minus 4. This thing here minus 4. So you will get to a stage where you have 0 over 0. So I knew that by doing this, the approach was wrong. You see, that was the first attempt. It's actually wrong when you get to a stage where you have 0 over 0. So I had to go back and have a look at this. You see, when you're so this is our starting point here. When you get to this stage here, um, I made the mistake of multiplying multiplying the bottom part like this. Okay, the trick is to leave this as it is, and then break this up here. Just break this bubble up here. Okay, uh break hang on, let me, so this is our starting point. So let me the trick is I made the mistake of multiplying this out, the bottom part, multiplying this out. You should leave this as it is, and this is just by trial and error. And then break this bit. The key is breaking this, leaving this alone. Okay, so hang on, let me get rid of this. This was my second attempt here. So here, when you are here, times top and bottom by the conjugate of this thing here, and then you will get to this stage here. But this time leave this as it is and just break this bit up. Okay. Well, the top part still do the same thing for the top. Okay. This times this, that will give you 16. This times this here, that will give you this, and then now this times this, it will give you this, and then this times this, it will give you this. And these two neatly kill off each other. That was the whole point of timesing by the conjugate. So these two will kill off each other, okay, giving you this, okay. But the bottom part, just leave it as it is. So leave this as it is and concentrate on breaking this up here. Well, you see, looking at this bubble alone here, this is easily square rootable. This here is easily square rootable. So you know you can jump to something like this. Whenever you see that this can easily be square, it can easily be square rooted. So this, well, you can jump to something like this, x minus 1. So whenever you can see that this is easily square rootable and this is easily square rootable, you can jump to plus, minus, and then the square root of this and the square root of this. Well, anyway, you can break this up here. So this then becomes this. Okay. So hang on. So looking at this. Hang on. Let me start again. Sorry. So here, start with this times top and bottom by the conjugate. It will give you this. Multiply out the numerator, but then leave the denominator the same. Leave the denominator the same. Multiply out the numerator. So that will give you this here. Okay, these two will cancel each other out, and then it will give you this. Okay, it will give you this, and then you can merge the 16 and the 15 together. Well, the point here is that yeah, so leave this as it is, so that's it intact there, and then you can easily square root this. You can easily square root the 1, and then there's a minus in between, so you know you can jump to this. Okay, and then once you're here, and this is just a trick here. Looking at this here, you can factor out the minus 1, and then change the sign of this and this together. Well, the reason why I'm doing this is just so that I can get this to be the same as this here. Okay, so when you're here looking at these, I have a hunch that these two will cancel each other out. But the thing is, here you've got positive 1, here you've got negative 1, here you've got negative x, here you've got positive x. And the trick is to factor out the minus 1. That's a trick. Okay, so this bit here, let's factor out the minus 1. It's actually, these two are actually the same thing, just written slightly differently. Okay, so this is exactly the same as this here. But the thing is, well, you can switch these two around here, because this here is a positive, this is a negative. So let's switch them around so it looks neater. Now, looking at this here, this bubble is exactly the same as this bubble here. So they will cancel each other out, leaving you minus 1, and then you've got this intact, okay, and then this intact. So we're not doing anything to those two bubbles. So here, this then becomes, well, as x approaches 1, this bit here will be 2, and then you're multiplying, remember, you're multiplying this bubble here. Well, this here is the 4 here. Now, as x approaches 1 here, this becomes 16. Square root 16, that will give you 4. So overall, the answer is negative 1 over 16. And if you try and plot a graph of that function here, if you try and plot a graph of this here, okay, that will give you this graph here. Now, as x, so 1 is here, as x approaches 1. So you see, dead on 1 is undefined, but this here is just to the left of 1, and it gives you this value here, which is negative 1 over 16. Okay, so this here is your answer. The The important thing is not to multiply out the denominator here. And the only reason why I knew that was because I made a mistake in my first attempt. That was the only reason. Okay, so sometimes you will make mistakes.